Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 187, proving to be another strong contender in the Colon Game arc so far, and Gege does not miss. Now, don't worry, we're going to get to that whole power scaling debate in the second half of this review, but for now, let's go ahead and start from the beginning of the chapter. So, Kashimo is inside Hakari's domain expansion, and since the sure hit effect of Hakari's domain is harmless, Kashimo is flooded with information on how Restless Gambler works. Both combatants start cracking jokes towards each other, and since Hakari isn't immortal during the probability change, Kashimo tries to seize the opportunity to take him out, but it doesn't work. Remember you watching. Yes, you watching this. Hakari durability is insane. He is a tank. Even without his jackpot, he's still keeping up toe-to-toe with Kashimo, which is why I'm a little worried about him facing off Sukuna. I'll get to that in a second. But in a surprising turn of events, or maybe not surprising, Hakari actually manages to land another jackpot, activating his domain expansion. This is the moment in the chapter where Kashimo's like, okay, so this man has 4 minutes and 11 seconds for his balanced energy to be kept intact. So a loser would say, if I can survive out of these 4 minutes and 11 seconds, my victory is almost guaranteed. But that's a sucker's way. That's a loser mentality. Kashimo, like a boss, then proceeds to say, you know what? Let me charge up my curse energy. Looks like he has this huge electrical wave of energy bursting out of him. You know what, Hakari? I will take you out during your boundless, limitless energy. And the thing that's very interesting is that if you see that panel between Kashimo and Hakari, Hakari is very impressed, like, okay, let's see what this man can do, because Hakari definitely has the advantage once again in this particular moment. However, Kashimo is brimming with confidence, and before we can even see that play out, well, we cut back into a flashback, and if anyone called it last week, congratulations, we got a Kashimo flashback. Now, the second half of this chapter is we see an open field and Kashimo as an elderly conversing with Kenjaku. Kashimo regrets not fighting with Kenjaku in his prime, but we see Kashimo coughing up blood seemingly on death's door. Kashimo then says he knows of a sorcerer with the greatest curse energy output in history, a quote-unquote true canon, which is obviously a reference to Ryu, who we saw battle Yuta not too long ago. Yet Kenjaku comments, the Mutsu province? That's kind of far, but it is a nice confirmation that Ryu and Kashimo were alive in the same era, right? Now, with Kashimo being an elderly person here, and the flashback of Ryu seems like him in his youth, this is Kashimo maybe being a little bit too late anyway for his fight with Ryu, if he wanted one. But as Kenjaku stated, well, look, man, it's like, you know, this guy's in New York and you're in California, so it's not gonna happen anyway. Kashimo then asks Kenjaku who is the strongest sorcerer you know, and which he answers is Sukuna, bar none. Kashimo accepts Kenjaku's offer, which in the present time we see him face off against Kinji, and you know, the rest is history, right? So here's the thing. Kenjaku has been around for a very long time, and he has confirmed with Kashimo, yes, Sukuna's the strongest guy I've come across since the Six Eyes users and the limitless wielders from the past, including Gojo. He has power scaled or even know the threat of those people, right, in the Gojo family, but still concludes that no, Sukuna is still top dog. So is Sukuna stronger than Gojo? Yes or no? This is going to spark some interesting debate, but more interesting, even if Kashimo somehow defeats Hakari in this battle, let's just hypothetically assume that's the case, right? The fact that Kashimo, he's not having a difficult time with Kinji right now, but they're basically toe-to-toe. And if we know that they were gaslighting Ryu, is it safe to say Kashimo and Ryu are relatively close in scale power-wise, even if Kashimo has the competitive edge? And people can say Kashimo's stronger than Ryu. Well, Ryu is strong. They just pimped out Ryu in this chapter, but we saw Ryu get his ass beat by Yuta, and Yuta and Kinji are somewhat relative in strength. Maybe Kinji has the advantage once he hits his jackpot, etc. But again, assuming Kashimo somehow beats Kinji, if it happens, wouldn't it be just safe to assume Sukuna will just easily defeat Kashimo if Kashimo is somewhat struggling against Hakiri. I think what may end up happening is that Gege will subvert our expectations since Kashimo agreed with Kenjaku's plans to go back in time to hopefully face Sukuna. I think through his defeat of Kinji, he's gonna say, you know what, I didn't face Sukuna, but these modern day sorcerers are no joke. And what does that do narratively? It pimps out Kinji once more, and it follows the trajectory of what Gege has been giving us so far with every modern day sorcerer and their battles that they've been facing. Yuji has won his battle, Megumi has won his battle, Yuta has won his 4-on-1 handicap. So, you know, they have to keep on raising the stakes with each incremental battle. And I think Kinji will have a difficult time once we see what Kashimo does next week. But I still think, narratively speaking, Kinji is gonna walk out on top, but then that means we won't get the outcome of Kashimo versus Sukuna. But with what I just said not too long ago, Sukuna, I feel like he's just easily gonna beat Kashimo. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And if you want to learn about Jujutsu Kaisen hand signs and the actual historical god references that are used amongst them, you're going to want to click on this video right here.